Hi and hello watch fans, and welcome to another edition of the Real Time Show here at Villa Saracen for the Time to Watchers event. We are here with our last meeting of the day. It's been a long day, but this is one we've been looking forward to, with Andrea from Squale, one of our favourite brands, one of the most popular brands certainly in my home turf back in England. Welcome to the show, Andrea.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here and to be interviewed by you.
So how's your first day experience of the fair been?
So, sincerely speaking, comparing with the last year is much better, I think. First, the position we were in the last show of the 2024 in the other location close to the university. And this year here, Villa Sarrazin, and is a fantastic location close to the big name. And also, we found a lot of more interest this year compared with the last year. So we're happy because we started this morning. We were thinking now is a real marathon for us because 7 days, 6 days, from morning to night, from 8 to 8, but was very, very short time because we were working all the day with a lot of people. Okay, not only new customer, because it would be a dream, no, not the reality. But anyway, a lot of interest, a lot of friends, and was very, very positive. I hope it will last for the whole week, so I can work without be tiring. This is very important for us.
Well, it's good to hear that it's energizing to have so many people coming by the stand. I mean, it is a great location because we're only a couple of minutes walk from Polexpo, so it's so different from Het Genève when we had people traveling across town and having to dedicate days to each particular fair. Now you've got journalists, collectors, and retailers alike able to pop from one location to the other, and everyone's more relaxed, right?
Exactly. And also for the customer. I mean, I met just a customer that he was before he spent all the day in the Watch and Wonder. I said, fantastic, we can have a meeting today, maybe I will come tomorrow and go there. And so before was impossible. And so I think also maybe many potential customers that they were thinking that Time to Watch was too far from, maybe they will come the next days. So I'm very, very positive and very happy to be here.
So have you had any novelties on display for this fair?
Sincerely speaking, yes. I mean, we introduced 1 month ago a new collection, the 2001, that is we made this watch in the 60s already. We introduced again, was a very, this watch is linked to the Squale history very, very deeply, because, for instance, we made this watch for Jacques Cousteau in the past. It was a gift of the Jacques Cousteau to the Calypso cruise in the past.
Wow.
And it was, something that we discovered in the last year, thanks to a collector that gave us the original watch with engraving the Jacques Cousteau to one of the member cruise of the Calypso.
Mm-hmm.
And so we made this watch again, and I see a lot of interest coming for this brand, for this watch.
So for you to come to a fair, is it primarily for your retailers, agents, and wholesalers, and or media, or even consumers?
No, this show for this fair is mainly for looking for new people and to meet our customer already, but business to business, sincerely speaking, and to look for new potential doors coming. Yeah. For instance, today we met some new potential customer. We signed something. We met some people that maybe we talk only by Google Meet or something like this, and we have the chance to meet them, and it helps a lot to meet the people, not only talking or maybe to be by computer, not the face. And I think this is the most important show of the year for us. We also I don't know. We go to New York. We go also we were last months in Germany, in Argenta. It's good, but nothing to compare with Geneva. This is speaking.
That brings me back to my beloved Basel world. I was speaking to my dad on yesterday, actually, about before I came here. Your family have added many pages to the history book of the watch industry. How do you look back on the fact that Basel World is not here, and how do you compare it to the fairs today?
I think it's a little bit to come back also in the sort of the past, because Time to Watch, for instance, not Watch and Wonder is another, is a show in a villa. Nothing to compare with the giant of Basel World. In the last year, do you remember? I'm sure you remember. The building was crazy nice, the steel, but with another approach to the market from my point. And also, if you compare the last 10 years, no, you see also the big difference, though, how the media increase in terms of important for the industry, and not only this, and also the new people of the job that is totally different from the past. Distributors now, there are still many distributors, but now because of the media, of the internet, everything, you don't need anymore this big giant. From my point of view, you need a spot like this, a place like this, and it's more close to our business now. Much better, I think.
Much more intimate, much more personal.
Yeah. That's why, for instance, you see now in many new show in the world, the company are looking for not anymore the business to business, but B2C, because now the people, they want to see the watches, and after they have the power that to bring the watches in one market. So is a different approach to the market, and I think this kind of show is more close to the real market now. It's not anymore the Basel was very, very different from my point of view.
So you've been around quite some time.
Pardon?
You've been around quite some time in the watch industry.
Yeah.
Looking ahead, coming from the past, too much. What is your outlook for the coming 5-10 years for the watch industry? And if you want to zoom in for Squale?
For Squale, for what concerns Squale, I think we want to be more global. So that's why it's important for us to be in more countries, because we are a brand with the history in our back, but there are a lot of potential for us brand, not only in terms of spending in some market, but in the global world. So this is what I'm looking for, not to increase the sales in one market, but to have more market in our portfolio. For the watch industry, I think I'm very happy that now the independent brands are coming back in the sun. There's not anymore the big giant. Okay, they must be, because they catch the interest for the people. But now there are a lot of new brands, and not only a different approach to the market. This will be the big fight for the future, and also the good chance for the future at the same time. I think.
Which markets globally are you currently performing very well in, and which ones would you like to perform better in?
So I have one market that is zero, that is China, zero.
Wow, Dave.
That's God, maybe, because in the past it was very good, but now, so we would like to start a little bit more there, and also we are also alive in Korea. We want to approach a little bit more Japan. The best market we have is United States,
Mm-hmm.
and we like to increase the United States because it's a very good market, mainly for the diving watch, for the sport watch. There is a lot of people interested in this kind of watch in the United States. And for what concern Europe, the north of Europe also.
The north of Europe.
Yeah.
Now. So,
England, Netherlands, Scandinavia.
okay. Very different exclusive market. I reckon that you might do very well in Norway. They like a nice rugged watch.
Yes.
Yeah, you just need the right representatives to understand.
We have to find the right people, of course. So it's not easy to find the right people.
No, but once you find them, they could be partners for life because it's not a huge market itself, but it's something that's worth exploiting.
It's funny, but it's true. I mean, it's still the work with the people are important. Even if we talk about, artificial intelligence or media, but anyway, the contact, the people you meet is very still the focus, the very, very important for expanding the brand. To meet reliable people, good people, when you can start a good relation.
I mean, watches are an emotional product, aren't they? And without that humanness and that understanding, that ability to explain, then a lot of it is lost because otherwise people who aren't in the industry would just look at 10 watches and go, well, they're watches. What's the difference? What makes this one special? What makes that one more desirable than the other? Going back to the China situation, having basically no business in China, what's your strategy there? Because I was speaking to a Chinese brand, Atelier Wen. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're a luxury Chinese brand that have been around for the last few years, and they are famous for making guilloche dials and beautiful. Yeah. Very affordable, about 3,000 euros. But they also have no market in China, despite being Chinese. They sell well in Europe because the value proposition is well understood within our culture. And I spoke to their founder and he said, our goal is to grow the reputation in Europe so that the Chinese market looks at it with prestige. Now, a lot of young emerging independents have a huge market share in the United States, or their share is huge in the United States. But that doesn't seem to have the same cachet with the Chinese market. Do you plan on trying to boost the already healthy reputation of Squale in Europe to target China, or do you have another strategy for getting back into China?
China, is very, for us, is still far in a certain way. Another to approach the culture is very. For instance, we have a good relation with our customer in Singapore. They are Chinese. I mean, the family is Chinese. We try together, to open a market in China because I think they also have more the mentality more close to them. This for me can be a good approach, a potential approach. Now they try to open the market. They are building a company in China in order to help us to go in China. I think that of course now we try to be more active in terms of media with Media Partner Revolution that they also are quite known in Asia and China in order that maybe the echo of our watch arrived to China. But I think they are Chinese, so they know better than us what work in China. And this is the big problem. We are a European company, Swiss company, and we have our mental approach. It doesn't mean that is the right approach. That's why we have other people helping us, but they are from Singapore. They still are, they have a middle mentality, east, far east and not also west. Like, I hope it will work. You will see in the future. We will see.
One last bonus question. Maybe that will help our dear Asian listeners to grasp the brand Squale better and to know how epic you guys are. We obviously know the story. Just maybe shine a light on the heritage of Squale, linking Van Buren and the obviously famous Blancpain cases into the mix, please.
Yeah. It's very easy to answer because when Squale start working now, they were immediately committed to making diving case, watch case made for diving. So, because we have to think, we go in the past, in the 50s, where also the diving was not so easy, and also not so popular at all with the starting point. So Squale, Mr. von Buren patented the brand with the shark with the logo. To means that the watch is a real diver, is a reliable case for diving. So the approach was very easy. That Blancpain, they were making the diving watch, the same approach. They asked von Buren to make watches for them, and the two different 50 Fathom made by Squale, and the shark was at above 6 hours, to check and to that the watch the case is a real diver. In this case, the printing the shark, the logo shark, means this watch is a real diver. Now the brand, the importance of the brand is nothing to compare with the past. In the past was important to make watches. Now is the brand more than before. So that's why I think it would be quite impossible now to have a Squale printed on a Blancpain. No, not more. And in the past it was possible.
So for our younger listeners that might have not encountered those, Google them. They exist. You'll see the co-branded dials and cases with Blancpain and Squale. So if you know the Swatch Blancpain 50 Fathoms, it's not new. It's been done already.
It's been done. One last opportunity. Do you have any questions for us?
Okay, well, about the whiskey, no. No, I'm very happy to be here again with you. Was the last interview was the first?
We did last year. We did a full-time episode. So
Yeah.
if you love this episode, definitely scroll back. We did a full 1 hour with Andrea. Very much worthwhile listening to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'd be honored to have you back again in the future to
Yeah.
talk about the developments.
With a lot of Chinese asking for
Well, we look forward to having that discussion. Okay, well, thank you for your time. We wish you a great Estafette.
Thank you. A lot.
Thank you. Grazie.
Squale. Okay, still the hardest watch brand to pronounce. Not because any of its many pronunciations are difficult, but because nobody knows what it is. Even in a conversation with people from the brand, they'll call it Squale, Squale, Squalo. All throughout the conversation, you have no idea. I have no idea. What is it, Alan? Is it Squale or is it Squale? I think it's Squale, but where do you come down on it?
We got schooled
Squale.
by Andrea.
We get Squale.
It pains me to hear an Italian say it's a French word and he pronounces it as French. So it is, unfortunately, Squale. I love Squale more. And this is a shout out to our Dutch colleagues, Mannen van de Tijd, the Dutch podcast. They have a running joke. They end every episode with Squale because Shores is a big fan of Squale, but they can't have Andrea or anybody on the show because the podcast is in Dutch. I'm like, dudes, make an exception, record one in English. So the Dutch actually love Squale a lot. But you know what, Rob? I'm going to stick to Squale because it's an Italian brand and they're infamous in Italy. I love the guy. I love the watches. I have one myself, the 1521 Militare, and it's not Militar, but Militare. Love it. One of my favorite ones is the collab with our dear friend Romaric Andre, where the shark actually jumps and takes a bite out of the minute's hand. I think that this year they launched the Corallo NOS 2008. Great watch.
300 pieces worldwide. Good luck getting one of those.
Yeah, only, yeah. No, but, I love everything about it. If you don't know too much about the brand or you've missed the episode where Andrea sat down 1 hour with us, seek it out, find it, or just Google it. It's very interesting, the history, both of the brand Squale, and the history with Von Buren, and how Andrea's family became the owner of the brand. It's super interesting.
It is. It's a brand with very deep roots, and Yeah, a lovely backstory, really. And the new Corallo is still available, and it looks to be one of the best watches they've ever done, I think. I think it's got great character to it. I love the domed bezel and then the domed glass and how those two curves interact so perfectly together. I love the way that the Corallo typeface sits beneath the Squale logo, the little bent shark there. It's just a cool looking piece, a lot of fun, less than €2,000. And yeah, a brand which is beloved amongst real watch dudes. And you know what I was thinking? You missed this because I had the interviewers in on my own during Time to Watches. I made an absolute tit of myself talking to Sabine because I said, oh, you want to have a look at that website of yours? It's a bit, you know. And she was like, when was the last time you went on the website? And I had to admit, it was probably 6 months. And she was like, we've changed it. We've brought it up to date. We've brought it into the 21st century. And, you know, obviously they knew that Zinn's website has long been a point of some amusement for us, but now they've updated it and it's all flashy and swanky and it works and it's really cool and modern and graphically led. I miss the old one. I miss the crap website now. I realized, I didn't realize it at the time, but I realized after the fact that it spoke of a sort of quality to the watches that, like, our watches are so good, our website can be this bad and it doesn't matter. And the Squale's got a little bit of that about the website where it's like, yeah, does it really work? No, not really, but the watches do. So don't worry about that. And so, Squale, don't change your website. Leave it as it is. I think that it perfectly expresses exactly where your focus is and the seriousness with which you take the brand. What are your thoughts on that?
I totally agree with you. I'm with you 100%. Don't make it too polished. Don't make it too new. Don't make it too flashy. Your brand is not either and doesn't need to be. It's all good. And for all of those that think they recognize Blancpain cases, when you look at Squale, you're 100% right, because they used to make the cases for Blancpain in the 50 Fathoms.
What a claim to fame that is, right? So let's keep our eyes on Squale. Let's do a TRTS special edition with him, shall we? Because I think that's something that the community would love. Let us know what you'd like to see from that by dropping us a line, either at our email addresses, rob or alon@therealtime.show, or via the Instagram handle @therealtime.show.